750. Funny Farm Rescue and Sanctuary in Mays Landing is a haven for over 700 rescued animals and the largest animal rescue in the tri-state. The woman who runs it has impactful work. It's inspiring compassion and kindness worldwide. Joining us now is the founder of Funny Farm Rescue and Sanctuary, Laurie Zaleski. Thank you so much for doing what you do, and thanks for being on this morning. Good morning, Laurie.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
You bet. You like the lead-in stories we gave you? We figured we'd give that the softball after the terrible story we had to do 5 minutes ago. How did Funny Farm begin, and what promise to your mother fueled this mission? Tell us about that story.
So my mother was going to be a nun, but instead married the devil, my father. So we escaped. We moved into a shack in the woods, and she started to work at an animal shelter, and she brought home every animal that was going to be euthanized, and she called it the Funny Farm. They were all in our house. We had 35 animals with a baby horse, baby pig, all sorts of different critters. And she called it the Funny Farm. And I said, Mom, why the Funny Farm? And she said, it's full of animals and fit for lunatics. And we went up staying there for 28 years. It was supposed to be a temporary place. And I promised her my entire life. I said, Mom, I'm going to buy you a farm of your very own when I can. And in my 20s, she was diagnosed with cancer. So I hurried up to try and buy this place. And she died right before I made settlement on the property. So her dream became my dream. And now we are 750 plus strong animals here, all rescued from abuse, neglect, disabled, elderly. So anybody there, it's kind of the last stop for critters here.
Oh, that is so sweet. What a wonderful legacy for your mom. And that's, I'm sure she's smiling down from heaven. And everyone, I believe those animals, each one of them is a guardian angel on the planet. And I think God puts these animals here. It's Holy Thursday, so we could talk about religion a little. I really believe those animals are God's gift to us. They're little angels, and they teach us how we should be living our lives. I really believe that.
They are.
And do you
We,
find that
we actually
when you speak like that?
we actually have a kindness program, and we say all of the animals here kind of walk around together along with the people. And we say, if all of these different species can get along, so can we as humans. So we go around to schools,
Mhm.
we show them some animals that have disabilities and say, you never know if somebody's feeling sad on the inside. So we should always be kind to one another.
I mean, you saw the video, I'm sure, the other day when there was the earthquake in San Diego and there were the elephants in the zoo that came
Elephants.
running from all directions to protect the babies.
Yeah.
That's we think of ourselves as humans as being the only ones who would be so sympathetic and empathetic. That's just an example of animals. We
Yes.
don't give them the credit we should.
We absolutely don't. They are way smarter, I think, than a lot of people. So they really know. They know how to survive. People kind of count them out sometimes. That's why we get a lot of animals that they say we were going to euthanize. Can you give it a try? This is a baby emu right here. She was hatched out in Union, New Jersey by an egg with her sister egg, and the sister died. So this one was left to live by itself, and it had a splay leg. So she was in a brace up
Oh.
until last Saturday, and now she's learning how to walk all over again. But she lives in the house with 13 dogs, 35 cats, a cockatoo, a baby goat, and 3 chickens and a rooster.
And she doesn't seem to be minding that one little bit. She looks very happy to be in Mama's arms right there. And by the way, does
She
she have a future career with Liberty Mutual?
She's blonde, so she'll be the first blonde on. The regular emus are. I've never seen a blonde emu, so she's kind of a rare breed.
Of course, you would have a blonde emu. Of all
That's
people
right,
on
like
the
her mom.
planet, would have a blonde. There you go. So we know where she came from. That is so sweet. And education is central to Funny Farm, to your mission. Tell us about your kindness program. You started to touch on it, but get into detail about it. And also you've authored children's books to talk about this. So explain all that
Yes.
for us.
Yeah, so we have 3 children's books. Each one has its own kind of idea. This one is about disabilities, and we say, that's where I said, if you never know if somebody's feeling sad on the inside, so we should always be kind to one another, because you never know what somebody's going through in their life, whether they have an outward disability or if it's something that you can't see. We all deal with something. We have Farley, the Funny Farm dog book, and this is all about
Oh,
if all the species can get along, so can we as humans. And Adele, Kim, do you want me to grab me Adele? Adele, the diva chicken, is a chicken that lives in my house that will not go outside. I say that she is a chicken who identifies as a dog, and she'll sit on the back of a dog's back, and the kids are like, normally a dog would eat a chicken, but not here at the Funny Farm. That's where we all are always kind. And we try and teach kids from preschool to 8th grade. We go to their schools and, spread the word of kindness, because this world really needs it. Hang on, my switch. I'll give you a look at Miss Adele here. All
oh
right there,
my
girlfriend.
God. All right. She looks like
And
a diva.
she is a diva. Did you know that she was on the Kelly Clarkson show? She's trying to tell me, okay, sit here. All right, sit. She doesn't want me to hold
I'm
her.
sure she had
Um,
makeup and everything, right?
She did. Can you see her nails painted? I don't know if you can see that there,
Yes,
but
I
her
see
nails are
pink.
painted.
She,
Yep,
she's
she's
beautiful.
pretty in pink. But she definitely is the diva chicken, and ow, she rules the roost here. All right, girl. She says, "All
She
right,
doesn't want to be
you're."
on
She says,
TV
"She doesn't
this
even want
morning.
me in the shot. She just wants to be in the shot herself."
That is hysterical. Let me ask you, do you ever adopt out animals from Funny Farm, or is it strictly a
Yes.
residence for the animals?
No, we are a sanctuary, but we do adopt out where possible. A lot of times, because they have such disabilities, a lot of people don't want
Mhm.
them. That's the reason that they come here. We have horses off the racetrack that were going to be, their life was going to be ended, whether by slaughter because they had a shin splint or something wrong. Some of them are not super sweet either, because they have had such hard lives and their scars run deep. We have animals rescued from slaughter. Usually it's because somebody will take them in as a pet, and then they decide we can't eat them, and then they come here. So we have a couple bulls
Mm.
that are now steers. They become fixed and they become a steer. We just were in the news recently. Our one big gigantic bull, which is 2,000 pounds, got stuck in the mud, and the community came out to get him up, because we got him out, but he wouldn't stand. When a large animal lays down
Wow.
for too long, they have an issue. So the community
Yeah.
came out. A guy that had a tree service came out with a crane, and it's just so heartwarming to see people come out and help animals that they don't know. They don't know me, and they just came out because
Right.
people are really good. And I think, there's a lot that's concentrated on for the bad, but there are so many good people out there. And again, we want to spread that word through the
And
animals.
Laurie, I think we should explain the difference. A bull and a steer. A bull has its male parts. The steer snip snip, but that calms them down, right? That keeps them from getting a little too aggressive. Just
Yes,
I had to
that
learn that.
that's
Believe me, it was only in the last few years somebody taught me that. So I thought, ooh, I
most
crossed my
adults
legs.
don't know that. Most
Yeah.
adults do not know that. So they're bulls, and they walk around loose here. The big gigantic. I have a 2,500 pound steer, and then the 2,000 pound steer. So they walk around loose, and so it's a good thing that they are a steer and not a bull.
Yes, because otherwise it'd be a little crazy. Now, number one, how many acres is your facility, and how many people do you have helping you? Because these animals don't take care of themselves.
So we are all volunteer run. We have 25 acres here. We are open Tuesdays and Sundays. I work a full-time job as a graphic designer and photographer, so we're only open those 2 days. We are even open on Easter. We just close a little bit early so the volunteers can get home. It's free to get in. My mother, didn't have a dollar for any of us kids to go anywhere. So I want to pay it forward. So no matter what your financial situation, you can come here and visit the animals and not spend a dime if you don't have it. We run on donation only. If you want to volunteer, you can sign up on funnyfarmrescue.org, and it says get involved, and you can fill out the application. It's not an application. We'll accept anybody. We don't care how old you are. You can be 5, you can be 85. We will give you a little intro, and there's jobs for everybody. So you can really feel
Yeah.
like you're part of something and make a difference.
You got to go visit. This sounds amazing. I can't wait. You will see me, Lori. I'll set this up. I have to come down there. I'm going to bring my camera too. I can't wait to visit because I would end up probably moving in. I'm just such an animal lover. Sadly, I still eat meat. Not always, but I could never hurt an animal. Just don't tell the animals that I eat meat, please. Keep it our little secret, okay?
Well, I'm
Laurie
going to be
Zaleski,
looking.
go ahead.
I'm going to be looking for you when you visit, Ken. So
Absolutely,
Come see me.
absolutely. I'll come and I'll help
Great.
feed the animals. I'll help clean up whatever you need me to sweep up. I'll do it. I'll help you all out. Laurie Zaleski, founder of Funny Farm Rescue and Sanctuary in Mays Landing. You are a walking saint. Thank you for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning. Your mom is
Thanks
smiling
so
down
much for
on you.
having
You
me.
know that.
Take care. All
God
right.
bless you
Bye-bye.
and happy holidays.